welcome to Golden Blooded, everybody. And if you are a college football fan, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. That is all we do here every single day. And send gear to represent your team and yourself to Golden Blooded. I guarantee you, if you send it to me, I will put it in my background. Send your gear to P.O. Box 360, Liberty, South Carolina 29657. Rumors. Who wants rumors? I know I love rumors, especially when it comes to college football. So are you ready for a good one? I got one for you today, and today is going to be about Arizona State. You know, we all know that Herm Edwards was fired. There's an NCAA investigation going on about his recruiting violations, and especially since it was done in 2020, they were definitely more stricter on recruiting violations during that year, and that's when he committed those violations. So they're under investigation. Herm Edwards off to a 1-2 start at Arizona State this year, including a home loss to a very, very bad Eastern Michigan. So bye-bye Herm Edwards, and it's time for Arizona State to look for a new head coach. That's the part that we already know. But the rumor is there's some big names out there that's been floating around as far as taking his place as the head coach of Arizona State. This one site actually has Mike Norvell, the head football coach of Florida State, as the leading candidate. Yeah, that's right. I was flat out blown away whenever I saw this. But when you look into it, I mean, we forget that he did have ties to Arizona State. The pressures of winning over there is far less than Florida State. But it does look like he's turning it around at Florida State. Why would he go to Arizona State? He was the offensive coordinator for Arizona State from 2012 to 2015. There's your ties to Arizona State. And he'd probably be given the keys to the kingdom. He'd be able to run that program any way he sees fit. So trust me, there is an attraction for Mike Norvell to go to Arizona State. But it is hard to fathom, because wouldn't that be a step down in salary? My guess would be yes. But there is a strong bond, a strong connection between Arizona State and Mike Norvell. Now, his 4 years at Memphis, he went 38-16. His best season was 2019. He went 12-2. That's pretty good. On to Florida State. This is year 3, and overall he's 11-13. That's not great. And his best season was actually last year, 5-7. But he's off to a 3-0 start. And I think Florida State will head to a bowl. Does he want to stay at Florida State, make a crap ton of money? It looks like Florida State's heading in the right direction. Or does he want to get back into his comfort zone, Arizona State, and just run that program the way he wants to, and probably be guaranteed a lifetime contract at Arizona State? Sometimes comfort is better than wealth or notoriety. Some people are just built differently. So who knows? He could choose Arizona State. Now, according to these betting odds, and this site actually said you can't place actual bets on these odds, so the credibility is not very high, but it's interesting conversation. So there's 10 names on this list. Mike Norvell is number 1, but let's go through the rest of the list. Number 1 is Mike Norvell, the head coach of Florida State, betting odds plus 250. So he is the odds-on favorite to be named the next Arizona State head coach, according to this site. Number 2, Jamie Chadwell, the head coach at Coastal Carolina, at plus 300. That actually makes a lot of sense, and it kind of brings a little bit of credibility to this site. I like that name. I would probably actually have Jamie Chadwell at the top. That makes a crap ton of sense. Number 3 is Kalani Sitake, the BYU head coach, at plus 400. I don't know about that. I'm sure there's a pay raise from BYU to Arizona State. It is in the same reason. Man, am I actually talking myself into this making sense? Maybe it would make sense. I don't know. Not a lot of pressure at Arizona State, so who knows? Maybe it is a possibility. Number 4, Lance Leipold, the head coach of Kansas. And yes, I've been corrected about his name pronunciation. I've been calling him Lance Leipold for the longest time, when it's actually Lance Leipold. Who knew? But his odds are plus 525. That makes a lot of sense, but I think Lance Leipold, when he does make the jump, is going to be to a bigger, better, higher brand than Arizona State. I would say Nebraska over Arizona State, but I don't even think Nebraska. I don't even think he's going to go to Nebraska. I think he's going to aim even higher than Nebraska. Number 6 is Willie Fritz, the Tulane head coach, at plus 1150. Now, Tulane is off to a 3-0 start, and they just went on the road and beat Kansas State, but they just came off a 2-win season. So I don't know about that. That's kind of jumping the gun on that one. Number 6 is Troy Calhoun, the Air Force head coach, at plus 1900. Makes a lot of sense. I actually talked about him in a previous video whenever I suggested who should be the next head coach of Arizona State. And I did mention Troy Calhoun. I think he's doing a great job at Air Force. Air Force is a Mountain West championship contender this year. They could very well win the Mountain West. This is a great candidate, and I think he has a shot at getting the job at Arizona State. It's also in the same region. He wouldn't be moving all that far. I like it. I like that one a lot. Maybe he should actually be higher on the list. Number 7, another name that I mentioned, Craig Bohl, the Wyoming head coach, at plus 2400. Same situation. Having great success at Wyoming. Wyoming just beat Air Force, so Wyoming is definitely a contender in the Mountain West. They could win the Mountain West Championship. He is getting a little up there in age. That's the only thing that I would worry about. Not that far of a stretch as far from Wyoming to Arizona State. Same region. region, recruits at a decent level for, well, Wyoming, so that's not a bad choice for Arizona State. Number 8 is Jeff Hafley, the Boston College head coach at plus 3,900. No, I would not go with him. Boston College looks absolutely terrible. He's done a decent job at Boston College, don't get me wrong. But right now, this year, his stock is low because Boston College is not a very good football team. I would not have this guy on this list at all whatsoever. Number 9 is Bobby Hauck, the Montana head coach at plus 4,900. I'm good with that. He's had a lot of success at Montana, one of the best FCS programs out there. Sergeant Pickles 13, a Washington fan, also sent me a Montana pennant as well. So they do have a decent fan base for an FCS team. And Lance Leopold is working out. I know he had to go through Buffalo first. Same thing with Chris Klieman at Kansas State. It's not a bad idea to hire a coach from the FCS ranks if they're having a ton of success. I like this name on this list. And finally, number 10, of course, making an appearance in every head coaching list as far as filling vacancies is Urban Meyer, the Big Noon Football on Fox analyst at plus 9,900. So there is a big jump from number 9 to number 10, but Urban Meyer is going to make an appearance on all these head coach searching opportunities. It is what it is. I wouldn't have him on this list at all. So really, the biggest names that I disagree with, Willie Fritz at Tulane, he still has a lot more to prove coming off a 2-win season last year. Jeff Hafley at Boston College, I mean, he's done decent in the past, but this year Boston College is terrible. And of course, Urban Meyer, I just don't like him at Arizona State. I don't think he would take that job. It would be beneath him. But Mike Norvell at number 1, I just don't know about that. But what if that does happen? That opens up the head coaching spot at Florida State. I just made a video on Deon Sanders probably taking a job at either Georgia Tech or Florida State. And if that job opens up, I think Deon Sanders goes to Florida State. Mike Norvell to Arizona State and Deon Sanders to Florida State. I really, really like it. Do I think it's going to happen? No, I don't think it's going to happen. But that would be crazy. That would be awesome. That would be fantastic. I think Florida State would be back if they did get Deon Sanders. The dude recruits at an elite level. I mean, he got the number 1 overall recruit to go to FCS Jackson State. And he beat Florida State. He loves Florida State, but he's ice cold in a good way. You talking about being able to recruit. Deon Sanders would most definitely be able to recruit at Florida State. And you talking about being able to take advantage of the NIL situation. Could you imagine Deon Sanders at Florida State and how he could utilize the NIL at Florida State? I honestly don't know if the college football world is ready for that one. I think Tallahassee would explode from the sheer excitement if Deon Sanders was ever announced the new head coach of Florida State. Y'all let me know in the comments section, how much of a stretch is this suggesting that Mike Norvell is the leading candidate and the betting odds favorite to take the job at Arizona State? And if that happens, does Deon Sanders go to Florida State? That's all I got for you for this show. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you on my next show.